Namaskar students. So we are here to start with our new chapter, sorting of materials into groups. So what are these materials? There are a lot of substances that occur around us. The water we are drinking, the spices we are using in the kitchen, the food we are eating, the air we are breathing. There are many substances that occur in our surroundings that we are using. So how to categorize them, how to group them? Let's take an example. In our kitchen, we are having separate cabinets for spices, for keeping the snacks, for storing the utensils, and this way other things are stored. So we have sorted them out, we have classified them on the basis of their use, on the basis of their some property. So we can categorize the substances on the basis of their whether they are soft to touch or hard to touch, whether they are transparent, translucent or opaque, whether they are flexible or not. So all these substances, what are they actually made up of? In 1800s, John Dalton, he concluded that matter is made up of very tiny particles called as atoms. Atoms can't be created or destroyed. Now we have two different categories of substances. One is element, another one is compound. What is the difference between the two? Elements are the substances that consist of only and only one kind of atoms. And compounds are the substances in which these atoms of different elements, it could be two or more than two, they link together or they bind together in defined ratios. So that forms a compound. So elements are pure substances, whereas compounds are impure substances. Elements, they have only one kind of atoms which are represented by symbol. So the smallest particle is the atom for an element. In a compound, it has two or more kinds of atoms. They are represented by chemical formula. And the smallest particle of a compound is molecule. Here we can understand it with the help of example. Molecules of elements could be H2, which contains two atoms of hydrogen. O2, which contains two atoms of oxygen. So it forms one molecule of oxygen. If I take example of chlorine, it has two atoms of chlorine, which makes one molecule of chlorine. Now talking about compounds. Molecule of water, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. In case of molecule of hydrogen chloride, we have one atom of hydrogen and one atom of chlorine. So in this session we have learned the materials which occur around us. They could be sorted out, they could be classified on the basis of different properties. Then we learnt about the difference between the two terms elements and compound. The basic unit of matter is an atom. Matter is something which occupies space and has mass. And the smallest unit of matter is atom. Then we have learnt about the difference between the molecule of an element and molecule of a compound. So where two identical atoms they are combining, they form molecule of an element, because element contains only and only one kind of atoms. Whereas in a compound, the molecule contains two or more than two different types of atoms, because compound is a substance which is formed by the combination of two or more than two different types of atoms in a defined ratio. I hope these terms are clear with you. Thank you.